earth could not have life. It extinguishes a fire, and you know, I don't know about, like he said, there's water with wind, so it's pretty intricate. I mean, it's pretty significant for all the other elements.
And if there's a drought, water can destroy the earth and tear it up, and it also can kill civilization.
Ah, so very multifunctional, has a lot of destructive powers. Okay, good. And last group over here, Earth. Tell us about Earth.
Earth is obviously the most adaptable. So it can sustain fire, and then it uses fire to generate regrowth. It contains the water, it contains wind, and it uses these elements to its own advantage to carve out new rivers, new canyons, stuff like that. So it adapts, and it uses all these things.
Great, that's good. Now I always tell this to my students. I give them the option, do you want to change corners? And usually they're very stubborn and they're like, no, mine's the best answer. But now would be the time if you would like to change corners, or if you would like to dialogue further about, you know, why you think their defense or, you know, whatever isn't that great. And sometimes they'll get really heated, and other times, you know, it'll just be a quick round robin discussion. But anybody feel like changing or rocking the boat a little? No, just like my students. Yeah, no, we're going to stick to our guns. Okay. Well, that's great. Thank you. You guys can come back to your seats. Appreciate it. Yeah. Uh-huh. Sorry. The students often ask me to, is it okay, can I stand between like two of them? And we always make them choose. I mean, that's the hard part. Even with the agree, disagree, I kind of agree. We'll choose one and then explain why, because we want them to defend it. So for the sake of time, we're not going to do this second one, but now we want to make it a little bit more personal. So you guys know who these people are. If you don't, we'll quickly go through it. You know, this is a great way for me to give them a little history lesson. So this is the first one, Mother Teresa, right? And then Nelson Mandela, right? The Hulk, and Obama, that's right. Okay, and so same question again. We would do another four corners. Which person do you think is the strongest? And then have them explain why. So you can see there's a theme that I'm trying to activate here. So we won't do this one for the sake of time, but following this, I wanted them to do a quick write, and I believe that's in your packet here. But again, you guys kind of already experienced this task with Mr. Hartman, where you write out what you think is, or who you think is a strong person, and tell who that person is, why you think that person is strong. So I'm just going to give you like a minute, and then I'm just going to skip to the think, pair, share. I'm going to have you share with, let's just say, your shoulder partner. Talk to your shoulder partner, and if there's a group of three, you guys can just kind of all share together. But think of a person that you would consider to be strong, and kind of, you might have to think of it in light of this too, how these people are strong in different ways. That's sort of what we were trying to get them to think about. And talk to your partner and share that. So I'll just give you a minute to think about it. If you would like to take a few notes on here, you can. But again, we got like 5 minutes till lunch, so I think we'll just do this last activity and then wrap it up. So if you could share with the shoulder partner, who do you think is a strong person, and explain why? Okay, we'll go ahead and just bring it back. We have a few minutes till lunch, so I'm just going to wrap this exercise up. So hopefully, you know, during the four corners activity and during the writing and those types of things, you kind of broadened your definition of maybe what strong means, or, you know, the way that you think about it. And so, you know, that was kind of the goal of it. And so what we'll do is, I think we're going to go ahead and take a lunch break, and then when we come back, we'll just resume where we left off. So thank you so much for your attention. We appreciate it. Yeah, right.
Okay.
But it's okay if you're not. We'll just kind of struggle in and get started. So hopefully we don't fall asleep. That lunch was so good. I feel like I'm about to fall asleep. But so what we did earlier today, just to review what we did so far, we did the four corners activity, and then we kind of did the quick write and talked about a strong person, and then you got to share that with your partner. And this is still part of the preparing moment. But what we're going to do is, I'm actually going to show you a video clip. And I think someone had mentioned this earlier, like when we were brainstorming about preparing activities, kind of showing them a video, giving them a context